Good morning all. My name is Vidya MC. I am presently working as lecturer in biology in Vijay Chetana PU College, Mysore. I have completed MSc in Biosciences from Mangalore University and BA from Bangalore University. I have total 10 years of experience in various colleges in Bangalore and Mysore. Okay, and let's begin with our today's topic. Okay, I am sure this topic is familiar to you because this topic will be covered in your high school syllabus also. Okay, the topic is cell cycle and cell division. When you come to first PUC, when you take up science, and if you if you opt biology, under unit 3, okay, there are going to be 5 units in your first year biology syllabus. If we look into the unit 3, which is cell, structure and functions. Okay, so this is the unit name, cell, structure and functions. Under this unit, we will be dealing with a chapter, the chapter number 10, which is cell cycle and cell division. Okay, so today we will study a small topic from this particular chapter 10. Okay, the topic is cell cycle. I am sure you must be aware of what is cell cycle and what is cell division, and also the difference between cell cycle and cell division. Under cell division you have studied mitosis and as well as meiosis. Okay, in today's class we will study in detail about this topic known as cell cycle. Before going very deep into the topic, first I want all of you to know what is a cell. Okay, you must have been taught that cell is the basic unit of our body, right? It is a structural as well as a functional unit of our body, of any living organisms. Okay, like you need bricks to construct a wall. There are multiple cells coming together in order to construct the body of a living organisms. All the living organisms are made up of cell. Okay, they could be unicellular organisms as well as multicellular organisms. The organisms made up of only one cell or organisms made up of multiple cells. Human beings, okay, all higher vertebrates and lower vertebrates, apart from all the unicellular organisms, all the organisms are multicellular and their body is made up of multiple cells. Okay, now an adult human being who weighs approximately 70 kgs will have 30 trillion cells in his body. Okay, the total number of cells in a human body has been counted. We cannot give up exact data of the number of cells in an adult human body. However, it is believed that in a normal adult male who weighs almost 70 kgs, the number of cells in his body will be 37.2 trillion. Okay, so this is the number of cells which is believed to be present in an adult human being who weighs 70 kgs. Now you all know that we have almost 30 trillion cells in our body, but we all know we started our life as a single celled zygote. Okay, when the sperm fuses with the egg, both are gametes, male and female gametes. Sperm is a male gamete, egg is a female gamete. When both of them fuse, a zygote is formed, which is a unicellular structure. Now when this zygote, we started our life from this unicellular zygote, a single celled zygote. Now how from a single celled zygote we reached almost 37.2 trillion cells in our body? That is because of this process known as cell division. The zygote, which was only one cell stage, it keeps on dividing. Okay, it undergoes cell division and it forms almost 37.2 trillion cells in a adult human being. Okay. Now that's about cell division. We know what is mitosis, we know what is meiosis. However, in order to before knowing what is cell division, it's very important to know what is a cell cycle. The name itself indicates once from the time a cell is formed till it undergoes cell division and it forms two more daughter cells, what are the processes that are taking place inside this cell? That is known as cell cycle. Okay, one cell is formed, all the processes that are taking place inside the cell till from the time it is formed till the time it divides into two. Okay, all the phenomena or all the events that are taking place between a cell is formed till a cell divides into two daughter cells. These processes, all the list of events together can be considered as cell cycle. Okay. Now let's study in detail about cell cycle. For cell cycle, all the events in which a cell duplicates its genome, synthesizes cell constituents and finally divides into two daughter cells, okay, they are known as cell cycle. Okay, from the time a cell is formed, okay, what happens is, inside every cell there are two major components. Okay, take any cell, for example, a plant cell or an animal cell. There are two major components. One is this nucleus, other component is cytoplasm. These are the two major components in any particular cell. It could be a eukaryotic cell or if it is a eukaryotic cell, the cell components are cytoplasm and the nucleus. Whereas in a prokaryotic cell, there is no nucleus inside a prokaryotic cell. Okay. Now, what happens is, when a cell is formed, it undergoes series of events. Okay. So, it undergoes multiple events. As soon as the cell is formed, it undergoes multiple events, which includes duplication of its genome. What is genome? This is a nucleus. Inside the nucleus, we will have our genetic material, which is DNA. Okay, so what happens from the time the cell is formed? The cell is going to develop. In the process of developing, the DNA which is present inside the cell, it duplicates. That means it becomes double. Okay, the DNA which is present inside the nucleus, it becomes double and synthesize cell constituents. All the cell constituents are synthesized, new cell constituents are synthesized. Okay, you know the structure of cell very well. Okay, all the cell constituents like centrioles, which is present inside a cell, they will be doubled. Okay, so this is the process of synthesizing cell constituents, and finally one cell divides into two cells. Okay, so all these events together are known as cell cycle. Okay, from the time a cell is born, what are the events that that happens inside the cell till it divides into two daughter cells. This is the parent cell, these are the two daughter cells. Okay, from the time the cell is formed till it forms two daughter cells, what are the events that are taking place inside a cell? That is known as cell cycle. Okay, we will study about different phases of cell cycle. The different phases of cell cycle. Cell cycle majorly has two phases. One is the interphase. The second one is M phase. Okay, any cell in its lifetime, it undergoes two phases. Any cell, it could be a prokaryotic, we are talking about a eukaryotic cell here. Okay, we are talking about a eukaryotic cell. So eukaryotic cell undergoes two phases in its life. Okay, the first phase is interphase and the second phase is M phase. These are the two phases of the cycle of a cell. Okay, now generally, if we take a bacteria, from the time it is born, the bacteria, it takes only 1 hour, that is 60 minutes to grow and divide into two daughter cells. Whereas if you that is known as the cell cycle of a bacteria. However, if you take the cell cycle of a fungus, or to be precise, if you take the cell cycle of yeast takes only 90 minutes to complete its life cycle. Whereas if you take a eukaryotic cell, like the cell of human being body, then it takes almost 24 hours for the cell to complete its life cycle. Okay, so the different cells take different time to complete its life cycle. However, they have to go through these two phases known as interphase and M phase. If we have to represent this cell cycle in a diagram, then imagine this is the cell cycle of a eukaryotic cell. Then there should be two phases, right? Interphase and M phase. Now, if I have to mark it in this diagram, this large part of the cell cycle is represented as interphase. Okay? This large phase is represented as interphase. Okay, and the smaller phase is represented as M phase. Okay, so the interphase is represented by this large portion and M phase is represented by the smaller portion. So let us see what exactly this interphase and M phase are. So let's take into consideration interphase first. Interphase is generally represented as resting phase. Okay, this phase, interphase, is the phase represented as resting phase. Okay, even though it is represented as resting phase, in this particular phase, the cell is not actually resting. Then why we have given this name resting is because in this particular phase, cell only grows, okay, but it does not divide. Okay, when we say a cell cycle, cell has to grow and it has to divide into two daughter cells. However, in this particular phase known as interphase, the cell will grow but it will not divide. That is the reason it is represented as resting phase. But you should know the cell is not actually resting here. It is metabolically very active in this particular interphase. Okay, you know what is metabolism? All the chemical reactions that is happening inside a cell at particular time. Okay, so the cell is metabolically very active. A lot of metabolism is going inside this particular cell, whereas it is not dividing. That is the reason it is known as resting phase. Interphase could be further divided into 3 more phases: G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. Okay, this interphase, which is the first phase phase of your cell cycle can be further divided into 3 more phases: G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. This G represents gap, okay? S represents synthetic, okay? Here also G represents gap, okay? If I have to divide this interphase into 3 parts, then okay, then interphase itself has been divided into G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. Okay, what are the actions or the processes that are taking place inside the cell during these particular phases? Okay, let's talk about G1 phase, which is also represented as gap 1 phase. Okay, now in G1 phase, a cell is metabolically very active. Okay, the cell is metabolically very active. That means a lot of metabolism or chemical reaction is going inside the cell. Okay, and cell grows. Okay, the cell in terms of size, it grows. It is metabolically very active. However, in this particular G1 phase, the cell is not dividing, no division. Okay, if you see in G1 phase, what are the specialities of G1 phase? In G1 phase, cell is metabolically very active. The cell grows, that means in terms of size. However, there is no division happening. Okay, throughout the interphase, the division is not going to happen. Only when we come to M phase, the division is going to happen. Okay, then that is the speciality of G1 phase. What is the speciality of S phase? S phase is represented as it is known as synthetic phase. This is the phase in which the DNA which is present inside the cell doubles. Okay, that means synthetic means something is being synthesized or formed. What is being formed? DNA is being formed. DNA synthesis. Okay, inside the cell, I have told you, inside every cell you will have a nucleus. Inside nucleus we will have DNA. The amount of DNA becomes double because the new DNA synthesis takes place. Okay, so the amount of DNA doubles. Okay, when we say amount of DNA doubles, we all know inside the nucleus DNA is present in the form of chromosomes, right? Inside the cell, inside the nucleus, DNA is present in the form of chromosomes. DNA itself has packed itself into, in the form of rigid structures known as chromosomes. How many chromosomes are present inside each human cell? There are 46 chromosomes present in every cell of a human body. Now, if you ask me, if that 46 chromosomes number is going to double, that is not going to happen. The amount of DNA will become double. However, the number of chromosomes inside every cell remains 46 itself. Okay, the number of chromosomes will remain 46, whereas the DNA present in every chromosome, the content of the DNA is going to become double. Okay, why this is going to become double? As you all know, once the cell division is over, one cell is going to divide into two cells. In this particular time, the amount of DNA has to be divided equally between these two daughter cells. If that equal separation or equal division of DNA has to be done, then the amount of DNA here itself it has to be double. Okay, so this is the reason new DNA is being synthesized. However, don't forget the number of chromosomes still remains 46 in every cell. Okay, so this is what happens during S phase. That is the reason it is known as synthetic phase. In this particular phase, DNA synthesis takes place. Okay, generally this question is asked for CET as well as NEET. Okay, I have been teaching CET and NEET from a very long time. Now I know that this is a favorite question which usually comes in any competitive exams. Okay, in which phase of cell cycle DNA synthesis takes place? Okay, now this is the answer is yes phase of cell cycle. Now let's move on to the next phase of cell cycle, which is G2 phase. Okay, what happens during G2 phase? In G2 phase, all the proteins that is required for M phase, that is this phase, is formed. Okay, inside a cell, all the proteins that is required for M phase are formed in this particular phase. Okay, the proteins required for actual cell division or M phase is formed in this particular G2 phase. Okay, I hope this interface is clear to you. Now let me also tell you that if I have mentioned that a human cell takes 24 hours. Imagine a human cell is taking 24 hours to complete its life cycle. Then 95% of the time the cell will be in interphase. Rest 5% of the time the cell will be in M phase. In this and that particular 5% time, the cell will divide into two daughter cells. A parent cell will divide into two daughter cells. Okay, 95% of the duration of cell cycle, the cell will be in interphase. Only 5% of the time it will be in the M phase. Okay, so you know what is a cell cycle? All the series of events taking place in a cell, including synthesis of doubling of DNA, that is synthesis of DNA, synthesis of cell constituents, as well as cell dividing into two daughter cells. Okay, all these events together we can call it as a cell cycle. Okay, there are different phases for a cell cycle: interphase and M phase. Interphase is further subdivided into G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. Okay, so we know what are the changes taking place inside a cell during G1, S and G2 phase. Let's move on to the next phase, which is M phase. M phase, M is an abbreviation for mitosis. Okay, that means it is a mitotic phase. That means this is the actual phase in which M phase represents mitosis or mitotic phase. This is the actual time in which in a cell mitosis happens and one cell divides into two daughter cells. Okay, the M phase is further subdivided into karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Okay, M phase has two processes happening in it: karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Karyokinesis means division of nucleus. Cytokinesis means division of so under M phase there are two phenomena happening. Okay, the first one is karyokinesis, which represents division of nucleus. Then cytokinesis, which represents division of cytoplasm. Okay, if you have a cell, okay, imagine this is a particular cell. If this cell has to divide, now in this cell has undergone interphase. Okay, it has passed through interphase. Now everything is ready. It is metabolically active. DNA is doubled. Okay, and proteins required for M phase are formed. Now this cell is going to divide into two cells. Okay, now initially what happens is the division of this nucleus. Okay, the division of nucleus happens first, then the division of the cytoplasm. Okay, this is the cytoplasm and this is the nucleus. The nucleus is going to divide first. To be precise, how the nucleus is going to divide, we will have to study the whole process of mitosis. Okay, in our next class, I will be teaching you the whole process of mitosis, all the different phases coming under mitosis. Okay, today, as of today, you have to know that karyokinesis means the division of nucleus, cytokinesis means the division of the cytoplasm. Okay, first this is going to divide, then this is going to divide. How it is going to happen, we will study in the, when we study mitosis in detail. Now, M phase, these are the two important processes coming under M phase. Okay, whereas this karyokinesis are further subdivided into four important phases. Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. So once the cell has cleared its interphase, once the cell has completed its interphase, it will enter M phase. First it will go through karyokinesis. Under karyokinesis there are four different phases happening in a cell. The first phase prophase, second metaphase, third anaphase, and the last one is telophase. Once these four phases are done, then the cytokinesis is going to happen. Okay, so in this karyokinesis, the nucleus is going to divide. Okay, it is going to divide under four phases, prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. Then comes the cytokinesis, where the whole cytoplasm or the whole cell is going to divide into two. Okay, this is how after the, at the end of M phase, we will get two daughter cells from one particular parent cell. Okay, so if we take a cell, then we will talk about its cell cycle. Then we can say interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, cytokinesis. Okay, if we have to be precise about the different phases, interphase, whole thing is interphase. The first is interphase. Okay, under interphase we have G1, S and G2, but we are not representing it separately. After that comes M phase. We will not write M phase. Under M phase, which phase first? Karyokinesis. We will not write that as well. Under karyokinesis, we will see prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and the last one is cytokinesis. So these are the different phases a cell is going through from the time it is formed. Okay, interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase and cytokinesis. Okay, this are known as karyokinesis. This is cytokinesis. Together it is your M phase. So interphase plus this M phase form your cell cycle. Okay. So this is the importance of M phase. Only if the cell is passing through this M phase, then the cell is going to divide into two. Okay. However, having explained all the different phases, it's very important to mention one more phase which could be added as a, which is generally added as a phase under interphase. Okay, that phase is referred as G0 phase or quiescent phase. Okay, so there is one more phase which comes under interphase. It is known as G0 phase or quiescent phase. Okay, quiescent phase, the meaning of quiescent is being inactive or being dormant. Okay, it is a condition of being inactive. Now you have studied G1, yes, and G2. Now where is this G0 phase? Now if you look into the cell cycle, here just close to the G1, there is no possibility for one more phase, very small phase. This is known as G0. Okay, which can also be represented as quiescent phase. Now, what is quiescent phase? What is a quiescent phase? I told you quiescent, the meaning is being inactive or dormant. Now, will all the cells be in G0 phase before going into G1 phase? No. Okay. There are few cells which actually do not divide or who will very rarely divide. There are certain cells in our body which will not divide or which will rarely divide. Such particular cells, they will not be present in any of these phases. They will be always present in G0 phase, that is phase of inactivity or dormancy. Having said that, when we say dormancy or inactive, it does not mean the whole cell is inactive. Cell is metabolically very active. However, any of these phases are not happening in that particular cell. Okay, in this particular phase, if the cell is present in G0 phase, the cell is metabolically very active. All the chemical reactions are happening just like a normal cell. However, it is not ready to undergo any kind of division. The cells which will not divide, generally you might be knowing that our brain cells, especially the cells which are present in cerebral cortex, they do not divide throughout our life. Okay, they do not generally divide. Once they are formed at the time of your birth, that's it. Okay, no more extra cerebral cortex cells will be divided and added. Then cerebral cortex cells are the cells which you can take an example for the cells which do not usually divide. There are heart cells also, cells present in our heart also, who will generally not divide. Okay, only if there is any particular injury to a particular organ or a cell death happening due to various reasons, at that particular time certain cells will divide. Otherwise, they usually do not divide. Our skin cells, if you take, they die, once from the time they are formed, they within a span of 3 to 4 weeks, the skin cells, they die. Immediately, new skin cells have to be formed. right? So skin cells keep dividing, whereas if you look into the cells of your brain as well as heart, they usually they do not divide. They will be in this phase known as G0 phase, where they will be metabolically very active, but they do not undergo any kind of cell division. Okay, here we can mention we will divide the M phase as different phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and cytokinesis. So this is the whole cell cycle. Initially the cells are in interphase, then they will move on to M phase. Under M phase they will go on to prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase and cytokinesis. Apart from all these phases, there is one more phase of inactivity or dormancy known as G0 phase. In this phase the cell is metabolically very active, but they are not dividing. Why they are not dividing? Because only the cells which usually do not divide or rarely divide, they enter this phase known as G0 phase. Okay, only during some kind of injury, or if there is any kind of cell death, that particular time this cell which is in G0 phase, they will come out of G0 phase, they will enter G1 phase. Once they enter G1, then it is going to be S, G2 and all these phases, and the cell will divide. Okay, once the sufficient cells are formed in the area of injury, then the cells will again go back to G0 phase till any more further injury and cell death. This is all the complete information about cell cycle. Okay, so what is cell cycle? All the events that is happening, that are taking place, including duplicating of genome, cell genome, synthesis of new cell products, and also the formation of two daughter cells by the cell division. All these phenomena together, it is known as cell cycle. It is divided into two phases, interphase and M phase. Interphase is further subdivided into G1, S and G2. There is one more special phase known as G0. Okay, when we talk about M phase is further subdivided into karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Karyokinesis further divided into four more phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. Then comes your last phase, which is cytokinesis. We will study about mitosis in detail in our next classes. Why mitosis is important? As I told you, we all started our life as a single celled zygote. From a single celled zygote, we have almost 30 trillion. It's not million or billion, we have 30 trillion cells in our body, okay, in an adult body. Okay, how did we reach this high number? Because of cell division. One cell divides into 2, 2 into 4, 4 into 2. Okay, so this is what has been happening from the time a zygote is formed. Okay, now a eukaryotic cell, that means any multicellular organisms, when we talk about their growth is in terms of cell division. One cell divides into 2, 2 into 4, 4 into 8. This is how a eukaryotic cell or a eukaryotic multicellular organism, they grow in terms of their size. It could be their length or the width. So cell cycle and cell division are very important process because they are happening in cells. Cells are the structural and functional unit of any living organisms. Hope this class is clear to you. Okay, cell cycle, I want all of you to revise it again, and in our next class we will talk about cell division.